All right. So welcome, guys. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben Boyle, and my wife Danielle and I got into this digital marketing thing about a year and a half ago, and it's literally changed our lives. It's been the most fantastic thing we've ever done, and so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit tonight about how it works, how you can get started with it, and just give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain because there's so many people that are online talking about this, talking about how to make money from Instagram or TikTok or, just how to make so much money from your home on your phone. And a lot of times it's really hard to know what's real, who you can trust. Um, and a lot of people just want to know, like, hey, what is this thing actually about? What is the realistic, like, actual business model for this and how does it work? So I want to give you guys that opportunity to learn about this tonight for free. And feel free to ask questions. Okay, this is a live webinar, so you can ask questions in the chat, and I'll be able to answer you guys. Um, but I want you guys to get as much out of this next hour as you possibly can. So I'm gonna treat this like you guys know nothing about it. So if you do know some of these things, then just bear with me. But feel free to ask questions as we go. Like I said, um, there's there's three things that you need. Well, actually, before I dive into that, let me just share my story so you guys can get an understanding of why I'm passionate about this and why you should actually listen to me. Um, I I am an Army veteran. I have tried a lot of after I got out of the Army, I tried a lot of different ways to make money in order to figure out how to get out of the rat race. Like I have had some bad experiences with jobs where like I got laid off and things like that, and um, I just came to a place where I wanted to make sure that I had security and financial freedom and not have to spend all my time away from my family. Um, so that journey took me through a lot of different side hustles and different income opportunities. And I'm sure you guys, like me, I'm sure a lot of you have tried a lot of things to make money. And I've done things that I've had success with. I've done things that I didn't have success with. But when I came across this form of digital marketing that we started a year and a half ago, it's truly been head and shoulders above anything I've ever done in terms of the time investment to the return and everything in between. It's just been incredible. But I started, like many of you guys, just seeing people on Instagram talking about digital marketing and they're making 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever it was, with a couple hours a day. And I was skeptical. And like many of you guys, I had questions. Um, and so it took me like it was when I started seeing people that I actually knew who they were, and I was like, hey, I actually know that person. They're making money, so if they're doing it, then it must like I know they're not just lying to me. So that caught my attention to where I actually started to dig into it. And I'm a big researcher. Like I'm not the kind of person to just jump off a bridge because somebody told me to do that. So I did a lot of due diligence to figure out if this was actually legit, to make sure it was legal, to make sure that it's something that's sustainable, make sure that it's not a pyramid scheme, all those different things. And so it all checked out, and so I was like, okay, let's give this thing a shot. I took a course, paid $500 for a course to learn how to do this, and within a week, I had like basically learned everything I needed to know to launch. I set everything up, and then once I launched, I ended up making $10,000 in my first 30 days, starting with zero followers. So to me, that blew my mind. Where I was just like, okay, if I can make 10 grand starting at zero, then it's all going to be downhill from here. It's going to be fantastic, right? So I just stuck with it. We built an incredible business. Now I have, I think, 8 streams of income from different things that I've done, from affiliate marketing to digital products. And I'm going to go into the details of what those strategies are and how they work on this call. But I just want you guys to understand that like this has changed my life. Okay. And I'm not anything special. I'm not, I don't have some crazy tech degree or anything that you don't have that's making me successful. Okay. So Everything that I know and do is something that you can learn in the next week or two, and start implementing as long as you have the right tools. So that being said, let's dive in and let me tell you a little bit about how this works and how you can actually do the same thing that I'm doing. There's three things that you guys need to be able to have a successful money making business with digital marketing. Okay, you need to have a product. Okay, any type of product. It can be a physical product, it can be a digital product, but you got to have something to sell. And then once you've got something to sell, I'm going to go more into detail on all these things. But once you have something to sell, you need to have, as a second thing, you need to have a online website or platform or sales funnel or something like that where people can purchase your product. People have got to have a way to actually buy your product online. You can't just like have it in your garage and expect somebody to come over to your house and hand you cash. That's not going to help you. Okay. So you need to have a way for people to buy digitally on the internet. Number three, you've got to have interested customers that are coming to your website. Okay. So once you have your product and you've got a place for people to buy it, you've actually got to get people to find that website. And they've got to be people that are interested in what that product is. Okay. If you can establish those three things, then you're going to make money online. Okay. But if it were that easy, then everybody would do it, right? So this is where you need to understand how to actually do those things effectively in order to be successful and generate the kind of money that you're seeing people on Instagram talking about. So, how many of you guys, we're going to start with breaking this down just one, two, three of those three different components. Okay. So for the first part, finding a product, put a one in the chat. If that is something that you felt like just like makes your eyes go wide, deer in the headlights, and you're like, I have no clue what I would sell. For me, like, when I started this, I didn't have some brilliant patented idea ready to just go online and make $1 million with. So if you don't have any ideas, that's okay. We can work on that, because you don't need, first of all, you don't need to have any ideas. You don't need to have anything to bring to the table, because there's a couple different ways you can go about this. The first route is affiliate marketing. Okay, with affiliate marketing, basically that just means that you're going to establish a relationship with an existing company that has existing products, and they're going to pay you commission to advertise and sell their products for them online. Okay. There are so many different companies out there, everything from like major big box companies all the way down to like small mom and pop small businesses that have affiliate programs. And you just have to know the right places to look, or the right ways to go about it to establish those partnerships. A lot of them, you don't need to have like any qualifications. There's like a place on their website where you can just go and sign up and you're in. Okay. And then you get your own link assigned to you by that company. And then people can purchase their products through your link, and you get paid anywhere from 10% up to like 90% commission. And you don't even have to touch the product. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to see it. You don't even have to know how it works. So that's one way. Another way that you can do this is with digital product sales. And there are millions and millions of digital products out there that already exist, that people are interested in, and that are helping people solve their problems. It's anything, a digital product is anything that can be downloaded off the internet. Okay, so we're talking ebooks, we're talking courses, we're talking journal prompts, recipes, templates, Excel spreadsheet templates, anything like that. If you can download it off the internet, you can sell that kind of a product and you can make money. Now, you might be thinking like, well, where did I find that kind of thing? There's a lot of products out there. There's even product libraries that have what's called master resale rights, where you can purchase a digital product one time and it comes with the rights to resell it as if it were your own, meaning you make 100% of the profit every time you sell it. So you don't have to give anybody a cut. There's no royalties involved. There are a ton of different products out there like that you can tap into. So whichever route that you decide to go, whether it's affiliate marketing or digital products, there are essentially limitless opportunities for products that are already out there that you can grab and start selling. That's what many people are doing and making millions of dollars online do. Okay. Now, the alternative to that is you can create your own. And a lot of people do this as well because a lot of people do have value. You would be surprised how much value you have to add to the marketplace, different things you've learned in your life that help solve somebody's problem. At the end of the day, we're not out here trying to sell snake oil, or we're not trying to like just trick people into buying something. You actually want to provide value, help people solve a problem, whether it's a physical problem with a physical product, or whether it's like just information or knowledge that helps somebody be more efficient in their life, or even have like better relationships. That's what you see a lot of people who are making money online doing, is they're just helping people solve problems that they've already solved for themselves in their lives. And if you can do that and find the people that are needing that help, then you can make a lot of money helping those people, and it's a win-win relationship with your customers. Is that all making sense so far? So I'm going to show you guys a couple ways that you can, just examples of where you can start and get into this thing with very little energy and effort, and just like literally get into this world. So I'm going to share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show you guys a couple websites that are just examples. There are so many others like this. These are just a couple different examples that you can go to. Digistore 24. It's just a place where you can create an account. You can go on here. There's tons of products that you can pull from that are already existing. They're already, highly reviewed on the market. And this website even has like, affiliate partnerships and things you can get into, and tools that you can use to automate your business and get things up and running. Okay. This is just one example. Here's another one, ClickBank. This one's geared towards affiliate marketing. So these are companies that have products or people that have products to sell, and they're just looking for people like you and me that can sign up to start selling their products for them, and you make commission. Okay. So tons of different options. It's really, once you know the right places to look, it's really not hard to find a good product. Another great thing is artificial intelligence. If you think that like creating an ebook on your own is complicated, or you have to be a good author, in 2025, absolutely not. I wrote an ebook in an afternoon that was way smarter than I'll ever be. Okay. Like information I had no clue about, but I used ChatGPT and I told it what I wanted to create. And all the knowledge in the universe basically like goes through ChatGPT and into, if you know how to direct it, it can write you a book. So it's a crazy world we live in, guys, but there's a lot of money to be made if you know the right things to do. So once you have a product, okay, we've just established that it's really easy for you to grab a product or create one. You could have one by tomorrow. Once you've got that, you can have the best product in the world, but you've got to get it out there to people, right? So how do we do that? You'll hear people talk about sales funnels. You'll hear people talk about, having a sales page or a website. All those things are different terms for the same thing. It's basically just any type of internet website where people can go find out about your product, learn why it's valuable, and decide if they want to purchase. And then it has a place for them to actually complete the transaction right there on the website. Amazon is one example of that. Okay. You go on Amazon, you read about the product, and then you're like, okay, I want to buy it. You click buy, you put in your credit card information, boom, done, right? That is what we have to create for your product now. So if the thought of that seems intimidating and you're like, I would have zero clue where to start with building a website, put a 2 in the chat. All right. For me, before I started doing this, the thought of creating a website, setting up any type of sales platform, setting up anything on the internet, like I would have no clue where to start. All right. So do not fear. That is not a problem. Once again, it's really so much simpler than most people think. It's just a matter of knowing the right place to go and having the right instruction on how to do some of this stuff. But you don't need to have a tech degree. You don't need to be tech smart. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to like learn anything fancy. I'm going to show you again a place where you can go online and put together a sales page that like literally will allow people to purchase your product and money will go to your bank account when they do. And you can have it set up within a day or two. Okay, if you've got the like the right step-by-step instruction for how to do it. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys this. This is one example. There's so many different websites and platforms that you can use. The reason I'm showing you guys this one is System.io, and with System.io, they allow you to create your first funnel for free. Okay, and it's free forever. It's not a free trial. You can literally set up a website for free, up to 15 pages, and it'll be free forever on there. And you can host it. You can have it hosted on the internet. People will be able to go to it and make purchases, and you don't have to pay anything, which is crazy to me that they allow you to do this. But they do. And so this is what I started with. System.io is really great because it allows you to create full-on sales funnels. What's amazing is that nowadays, guys, you don't have to start from scratch and like write any code. Like I said, they have templates in here that are already pre-built for you. You can scroll through like hundreds of different website templates and just pick one that you like the look of, and then just edit it. Like you edit the text to make it make sense for your product. You can change out the images. It's like drag and drop, copy and paste type of stuff. Okay. So System.io also allows you to send out marketing emails to your customers and manage all of your email campaigns right there within the platform. All of this is put together for you, so you don't have to be super smart. You just have to learn the platform, learn the system and how it works. Okay, so this is what I use to set up my website in less than a week. And once you have it up and running, now people can go and find your product and purchase it. So this is the key though. Okay, you can't just go put up a website and expect that you're going to have millions of people going to your website and buying your product just because you set it up. Okay, the old saying, like, if you build it they will come. Well, that might work in baseball fields in like Nebraska or whatever, but it doesn't work for websites. Okay, you set up a website and you do nothing with it, you don't tell anybody about it, nobody's going to find your website, guaranteed. So in order to actually get money coming in, once you set up your website, then you need to have a way to tell people about it, advertise it, and get people to click on it. So this is, I think, the number one thing where people get hung up in starting in digital marketing. They'll set up all the things and they'll do all the things, but then they need to get traffic. They need to find their customers. And so a lot of people stop here and they freeze and they don't know what to do, or they try for like 2 days and it doesn't work and then they quit. Okay. It's not that complicated. You just have to be committed to the process. And I can show you the exact things to do to actually find your customers, the people that are interested in what you have to sell, that are excited about your product, and they want to give you their money for it. You have to be willing to follow a basic checklist. And guys, this is the work of the business. Okay. The setup phase, creating your website, all that stuff, you do that one time and then it's done. The daily work, this is what I spend like an hour to two every single day doing, is using social media to talk about my product and my service or whatever it is that I'm selling, and interact and engage with the people that are interested so that they'll go to my website. Okay, so let's take a step back really quick, because this is where I want to talk about the true beauty of this strategy and the system that I'm trying to show you guys. The way that a lot of people have done business in the past is like person to person. Like if you've got something to sell, like you've got to have salespeople that they get on the phone and talk to people, and they like answer their questions, and they get them to give them their credit card information, and then they like complete the transaction, right? Human to human interaction like that. The problem with that is that if I had a product that was like, let's say for $100, okay, I'm trying to sell for $100. If I wanted to make $10,000, then I'd have to talk to 1,000 people, right? 100 people, 100 people. I think that's right. Yeah, 100 people. Okay, 100 conversations and 100 people telling 100 people to give me their credit card information over the phone. Nobody has time for that. Okay, like you just don't have time in the day to talk to that many people and make it actually worth it. You're going to be working your butt off 12 hours a day. Okay, now the reason that we can make $10,000 a month or more with only 2 hours a day is because we set up a system of automations. Okay, automated electronic systems that are basically doing all this work for us. You set it up one time, and then every time that you engage with somebody that's interested, you have an automation that's going to share the information with them, send them the website. They're going to go to the website, put in their email address. Now they're going to get automated emails sent to them with more marketing information, and brings them back to the website where they can purchase really easily. And you didn't even have to be there for 10 seconds. So what I love about this business model is you're not doing cold calls. You're not having to get on the phone. You're not having to like pay attention to your computer screen all day, because if you set things up properly, then people can be making purchases all around the world, finding your product, going and finding out, getting their frequently asked questions answered on your website. And you can be sleeping, you can be on the beach in Jamaica, you can be hanging out with your family, spending time with your loved ones. And then when you pick up your phone the next time, you see like all these notifications of sales that you've made when you haven't even been there. That's what I love about this. Okay, because you can truly scale it as big as you want to just by doing some basic checklist stuff every single day with social media. So let's talk about how you do that. And really quick, do you guys have any questions on what we've covered so far? Because I would love to answer any specific questions that you guys are having. All right, so let's talk about this automated system and how we use social media to find people that are interested. Because social media is a beautiful thing, you guys. It is literally the marketer's best friend that ever came about. It used to be you had to pay money to get your advertising out there, whether it's a billboard, whether it's a TV commercial or a radio commercial, right? Now you have literally access to 2 billion, 2.4 billion people just on Instagram, not even counting TikTok, not even counting Facebook, not even counting YouTube. Just on Instagram alone, you have 2.4 billion people around the world that you can literally access tomorrow. And you don't have to pay for ads. I built my entire business without paying for advertising. It's all been organic just by posting about what I have to offer. Okay, now the way that this works, some of people are like, well, how does that work? I mean, why isn't everybody, why isn't everybody making millions of dollars then? So you have to understand how the platform works. And Instagram specifically, and the same really applies to any social media platform, but the goal of Instagram as a company is to retain market share and keep the people that are on Instagram spending as much time as possible inside that app as possible. Okay, they want you to keep coming back for more. They want you to spend more time looking at your screen on Instagram. Right or wrong, good or bad for your health, that is their goal. So, so the way that they do that is they track everything that you do on that platform. They track how, and it's not like a person sitting behind a screen being creepy, okay? This is just their extremely sophisticated algorithms in their computer systems. Okay, they are tracking how, like when you're scrolling on your feed, it's paying attention to how long you're watching each video, whether or not you liked it, whether or not you commented on it, whether or not you shared it, all of these different ways that you're interacting with this content, and it's tracking the subject matter of each of those things to identify what you like, what you're interested in, and what you care about. Why do they do that? It's not because they want to blackmail you. It's literally just because they want to show you more of what you're interested in so that you spend more time in the app and you like it more. So it's actually kind of like a win-win in a sense because they're just giving you more of what you actually want. Now, the way that this works out for people in business is that I can tap into that system because let's say that Joe Schmo in Nebraska really likes videos about corn. Okay. Every time a video about corn comes up on his Instagram, he's liking it, he's watching it, he's replaying it and sending it to his friend. Okay, this is a really terrible example, but like just roll with me for a second. Okay, so Joe Schmo loves corn videos. So if I've got a product about corn and how to grow better corn that I'm trying to sell, all I have to do is post about corn. And Instagram's automatically going to go send it to Joe Schmo because they know he likes that. So now all the Joe Schmoes out there who like corn are finding my corn videos automatically because I'm posting about that consistently and Instagram's just connecting the dots automatically. Now all these people are starting to follow me. Now they're going to my website. They're like, hey, this guy's got a great corn product. I'm going to buy it. Do you see how this works? Okay, this works for any topic. But the key is you can't be all over the place. I see people going on social media and they're trying to build a business and they're talking about corn one day and then they're talking about potatoes the next day and then they're talking about car parts and then they're talking about their dog and then they're talking about something else. And if you're doing that, then Instagram is like, I don't know what you're trying to talk about. You're basically confusing its algorithm, you're confusing the system, and nobody's going to see your videos because they don't know who to show it to. If you're talking about the same thing every single day, multiple times a day, then Instagram's algorithm gets super fine-tuned and it goes, I know exactly what you're trying to post about, and I know exactly who is going to be interested in what you have, and we're going to start showing it every single time to those people. Once you train your system to do that over time, then it gets better and better and your audience grows. I started with 0 followers on Instagram. Okay. I stuck with my system. I posted 2 or 3 times a day about the same things repetitively, guys. If you look back in my feed, you'll see I'm very repetitive in my content. But that's what works. And so if you're very consistent, that is the number one thing that's going to make you successful in this business. Staying consistent. Take your hour or 2 a day, you put up some content on Instagram, you post it, and then you can forget about it and it starts to roll. All right. I've grown 118,000 followers on my Instagram page. That's just one of my pages. Okay. 118,000 people without paying for any ads or buying followers. That's all just been because I've posted the same thing over and over again for the last 1.5 years. So if you are committed to the process, let me just be clear. This is not a get rich quick. Okay. This business model is not something where you sign up and you throw the dice and you hit the jackpot and then tomorrow you made $100,000. Okay. If you're looking for something that's just going to give you quick money with no effort, good luck. But this business model, I don't know of anything else where you can come in without any experience, without a degree, and without anything special, and just follow a daily checklist in 2 hours a day and be making 6 figures within a few months. And I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen on that timeline, but I'm saying I've seen a lot of people do that. I've seen people who have learned how to do this and launched and made 20 grand in 2 weeks. I've seen people who have made I made 10,000 in my first 30 days. Okay. Now, again, some people it takes longer, and I want you to be realistic that if you're going to do this, you need to be committed to the next, couple months of being consistent to build up your following, because it is something that you want to be committed to the process. Because if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, I don't want you to quit and say it doesn't work, because it does work. And if you stick with it, you might have been a week down the road, you might have had a post go viral and you're all over the internet and people are buying your product. So this is something that truly has a huge payoff on the back end. And then once you're successful, you can build multiple streams of income off of that foundation. And then you've got like money coming in from multiple different sources. So once you learn these skills, guys, it is extremely empowering because you're not having to worry about a boss. You're not having to worry about what time you wake up in the morning. You're not having to worry about if you have to take a few days off to take care of something with your family. Okay, I started this a year and a half ago, and my wife has gone through over the last year and a half some insane health crises, like multiple, one after the other, just like domino effect craziness. We had to travel all over the country to see different specialists. We had to like literally just pick up and go to the ER for like days at a time to get her the care that she needed. And if I had to be showing up for a job during the past year, like there's no way I could have, guys. I would have been fired or something. Like I would have had to quit because like it just monopolized our time. What's crazy is that I was able to continue doing this because if it was 2 in the morning when I was able to get to it, like great, I could just go put my content together, post it on social media, and go back to taking care of my wife and be making money. And that's like the most incredible, freeing, empowering system for income that I've seen. So, what do you guys do who are watching on here? Like, what do you guys do for your main source of income? You don't have to share, but if you're comfortable sharing, I'd love to know. And then, if you want to go one step further, what are some of the things that you dislike about your existing income? Like, what are some of the things that you just wish you didn't have to do, or like that you don't love about it? Maybe you don't like your coworkers. Maybe you don't like having to commute. Um, any of those type of things. If you want to put it in the chat, you totally can. If not, it's totally cool. I just know that like if you guys, the downside of this business, I'll tell you up front what it is. Okay. The downside of digital marketing is that when you start, there's no guarantee that you're going to get paid tomorrow. Okay. You're not getting paid for your time. So that's what a lot of people like will give up or not even start because they don't know for sure that they're going to be making $12 an hour. Okay. I my first week of doing this, I probably put in, I don't know, maybe like somewhere between 20 and 30 hours of work in my first week to get everything set up one time. Okay. Once I had everything set up, I was putting in 2 hours a day. All right. But that 20, 30 hours of work, I didn't get paid for right away. So you might think like, shoot, I'm not working for free. I'm not going to do that. Well, guys, guess what? 30 days later, I had 10 grand in my bank account because I stuck with it and I did not quit. And I was willing to take that risk and invest in my future and follow the process. And then at that point, then I'm looking back being like, oh, shoot, I did get paid for that time. And guess what? It's way more than $12 an hour. I mean, at this point, I've done the math and I think, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's something like $500 an hour or something that I get paid. So it's truly incredible how much you can scale your income without spending any more time once you get to that breaking point with your business, which it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm seeing a couple things in the chat, like need more time freedom. Some people just want another stream of income to be able to make things a little bit easier. So guys, another thing that is different about this that you don't have to worry about with sometimes with a lot of side hustles, quote unquote, or income opportunities, it's like you've got to be willing to put in full-time work to make those things work. With this, you don't have to quit your job to do this. You don't have to tell your family like, hey, I'm not going to be here for the next 2 months. Like I'm going to be off working another job. You really can just add this in. Maybe it's like you watch a little bit less Netflix every week. Maybe it's you just wake up an extra hour early or stay up an extra hour later to do this. But that time investment can truly like create an additional full-time income for you in the long term that maybe gives you the opportunity to decide if you want to quit your regular job or if you just want to continue to have two streams of income. But it's the most, you can tell that I'm passionate about this because like it blows my mind that there's people out there struggling to make ends meet, or they're complaining about how little time they have, or they're worried about saving for retirement. And I'm like, you've got an opportunity right here that can change your life if you're willing to just kind of like invest up front and say, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to work every single day for an hour or two to build something that's going to change the legacy for my family moving forward in the future. Okay, let me get back to some of the actual strategy for you guys, and let me check the comments really quick before I do. Awesome, Cindy. Yeah, like let's talk offline after this, and we can get you going. So let's talk about how you have a functional sales funnel that's actually going to convert and get you customers. All right, there's a few things that you need to include with this. If you're taking notes, now's the time. Remember I showed you that System.io website where you can build your sales funnel, your website. So here's the components, kind of the progression of how you lead your customer through the sale. The first part is going to be finding them, which I just mentioned on social media. Essentially, I have like a 45-page guide that goes in detail of like what my strategies were to hit my first $30,000 a month. But I'll give you the basics right now. Okay. The first element is you want to be using Reels on Instagram or TikTok, but you want to use those short, like 4 to 7 second videos. Doesn't have to be of you. Put a one in the chat if you guys are like, I don't want to put my face online. I'm scared of that. That's an obstacle for me. I'm camera shy, or I don't want people knowing that I'm doing this. Like I just like it scares me to like put my face on a video. That's okay, because you don't have to use your face. You'll see a lot of people that do use their face, but there's just as many people, or if not more, who are doing this faceless and still making insane amount of money without ever revealing their identity. Okay, so Marissa, totally fine. You do not have to go that route. It's just a slightly different strategy. Okay. At the end of the day, though, regardless, you're going to be posting 2 to 3 times a day, 4 to 7 second reels, and you're going to have you're just going to speak in that reel. You don't have to speak, but like the text on the screen is going to talk about whatever either problem that you're solving, or like the value of, like, maybe it's a testimonial of your product, or maybe it's like saying like, hey, this is what it can do for you. Okay, you just really short little hooks like that on your videos, and then telling your customers what to comment. Okay, that's called a call to action. You say, you'll see a lot of these videos, comment guide to get my free guide, comment blank to get something, right? Maybe it's, if you comment info, I'll send you info. Okay, so you're telling them what to comment. That way, when they comment, or that way that when they're interested, they will actually comment on your video. It does two things. It tells Instagram that your video is popular because it's getting engagement. So then it's going to get more views. But then also you're tracking these interested people, and you can have a chance to interact with them and follow up. So maybe your reel didn't fully sell them on your product, but now you've got a touch point where they commented. And eventually you can set up using a platform called ManyChat is what I use. It's an automated chat bot that anytime somebody comments these keywords on my posts, I can get 1,000 comments, and I don't have to answer any of them manually. That would take way too much of my time. So I've just got a automated system that automatically sends them the info for that keyword in their private message. Okay. That message will either have info, or it'll have a website where they can go to. And I didn't have to be involved in this process. They saw my video, they click on the link, and it takes them to my website. Now, when they get to my website, okay, this is where System.io comes in, or StanStore, or Beacons, or whatever platform you're using to build your website. Once they get to your website, there's a few key components. First of all, the basic structure of this is having a sales page. So it's a page that basically gives them more information about your product and why they will benefit from purchasing your product. Okay. Every website for every product has this, whether you realize it or not. It's selling you on the value of the product. Okay. Um, that's how I started, just having a sales page, and then they click they want to buy it. It takes them to a page that gives them an opportunity to put in their credit card information or use PayPal to make the purchase. One component that I added into my website that skyrocketed my growth was offering a freebie, a free product to people in exchange for them giving me their email address. Okay, so what it was, I had a little pop-up screen. How many of you guys have gone to a website and just for anything, like maybe it's like home goods or something like that, like you get to the website and immediately a pop-up screen comes up and it says, it like blocks your view and it says, subscribe to our email list in order to get 10% off, or subscribe to our email list to get this like, free magnet or something. Okay. Most websites have some form of this. The reason is because if you have somebody that's interested in your product and they go to your website, but then something comes up in their life, like let's say that their kid spills Kool-Aid on the sofa right when they got to your website, they're going to drop their computer, they're going to go over there, they're going to rush and try to clean up the mess, and then by the time they get back to their computer, your product is completely gone from their memory. They're not thinking about that at all. They're moving on to the next thing. Okay, they might never find their way back to your computer, to your website again. And unfortunately, they might have been the perfect customer, and your product, like literally, might have been something that they really wanted, but they got distracted. So you need to be the first thing that they do when they get on your website is enter their email address. That way you can follow up with them and they can start getting your automated emails sent to them about your product. So then tomorrow, after the Kool-Aid mess is cleaned up, they get an email that says, hey, thanks for visiting my website. Here's some more information about my product. And they're like, oh, thank God. Like, I totally lost this. Now I found it again. Okay, now they're going back and they're making a purchase. So, so I started giving away a freebie, just a short little guide that I could give away for free that had something to do with my product. Okay, so let's say you're selling, if you were selling like a masterclass on cooking, for example, you could have a freebie that's just like a simple recipe, or maybe it's like a little guide on the kitchen essentials or something like that. Then people download it for free. They give you their email address. Now they're on your email list. They got something for free, so they feel great. And then in your freebie, at the end of that, you're selling them on your actual product again. So it's another place where they're learning more about your product and having a link to click to get back to your website. Okay. So once I implemented that, and I implemented like getting people to comment for my freebie, I grew a huge email list and my sales went through the roof without me having to necessarily do any more work. Okay, so that's just something you want to make sure you include in your website platform. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, information about your product, a place where they can put in their payment information, and then they check out. If it's a digital download, it's an instant transaction. Everybody's happy. Okay. Does this all make sense of how this works and how you can go from selling some very basic thing, but tapping into an audience of 2.4 billion people that's targeted through Instagram's algorithms? Now you can sell maybe $100 product 100 times to make $10,000, right? I mean, how hard does it sound to find 100 people that are interested in something that has value out of 2.4 billion? Trust me, it's not that hard. Okay. If you know the right system and you put the right puzzle pieces in place in the right order. Okay. No, so all of this is the basics of how we do digital marketing and how we're making all this money, guys. Here's the thing. You can literally go online. And let me just address this really quick. A lot of people are like, I don't know how I'd create videos to post on social media. Like, I'm not good at that kind of thing. Okay, let me just show you how much easier this has become. I'm going to share my screen one more time. And here's one website. There are tons of these, guys. Many of them are free. Okay, this one I think you have to pay a slight subscription for. It's really cheap, but it's like a subscription. But there's actually free ones, including Canva, where you can get these for free. But this is just stock footage that you can literally download these videos and use them as your real background, and put your text on the screen, talk about your product, and nobody's going to be the wiser. Okay, these are not copyrighted, so you're able to use these completely legally. Um, and it makes things like way easy, so you don't even have to like use your camera if you don't want to. Okay, so it's literally insane. Um, and then where was I going with that? Okay, so is my internet freezing, guys? Looks like it's like a lag. Are you guys still hearing me okay? Glitchy? Hmm. Okay. Wonder what happened and why it's doing that. Let me try closing out one of these windows. Hold on one second. Seems okay now? Still like glitchy on my end, so I'm just going to close out a couple windows and see if that helps. Okay, is that better? I think it should be okay now. All right, so if you guys want to get into this and you want to start doing this, you can go out there and start this for free today and not pay for anything. Okay, you can use the free platforms that I've showed you to get started building your website. You can go through a lot of these things and you can literally start making money for free without spending a dollar. And I would encourage you that if you don't have anything to start with, start there. Okay, literally, if you need money, there's no better way for you to go out and start building towards having sustainable income than this that I know of. All right. However, if you don't want to spend like six to 12 months like making mistakes and trial and erroring your way through figuring out how to put this all together perfectly, then I highly recommend doing what I did from the beginning, and that's taking a course to learn how to do this. Okay, because I cannot tell you how much easier it made it that I literally had one program that showed me step by step by step exactly what to do to build this all out correctly from day one. All right. Um, that's what I did. And I had the success to show that that was extremely helpful, because if I would have had to do this and like Google search how to do all this and like try to put those pieces together, number one, I wouldn't have had the patience to stick with it. And number two, I probably would have spent so long making mistakes that I just wouldn't have been successful. So if you want to just dive in knowing that you've got the right instruction, the right strategy, and everything's put together correctly, then I highly encourage you to take a course. There's a lot of courses out there, but I'm going to show you the one that I feel like is the best one right now to learn the basics and to get your foundation in place. Okay. This course, it's called Digital Wealth Academy. And you guys, I am not a stranger to online courses. Okay. I've spent tons of money on online courses. Most of my experiences with online courses have been negative. Put a 3 in the chat if you've had a negative experience with paying for something online and it was not up to your expectations and you felt like you just wasted money. Okay, I feel you on that. I get it. I've been there. So I value the fact that that is a real concern and a real risk. So what I want to do tonight is I want to show you, like share my screen again and show you exactly what this course contains so that you can know what you're getting into. If you are interested in doing this, you can see what it looks like. and how valuable the content is, so that you can make a good decision without feeling like you're just kind of like jumping off a cliff. Okay. So let me share my screen with you. And I'm going to show you inside the course. So this is Digital Wealth Academy. It's all hosted online, so you can access it anytime from any device. And once you get into the course, each one of these little blocks is a module of information. Okay, a module means a series of lessons that are about a specific topic, and so it's broken down into these different sections, and then inside of each of one of these, there's videos within it. Okay, so each one of these little things you click on here is a different video, and all these are broken down into like anywhere from 1 minute to like 10 minutes usually. They're all bite-sized chunks. And so inside of Digital Wealth Academy, this is the kind of stuff you're going to learn. There's stuff about mindset, just the basics of digital marketing. Then it's going to guide you through digital products, legal documents, how to protect your business legally, everything from pre-launch to setting up your funnel, your website. Here's the module on System.io, that platform I was showing you guys. So it walks you through how to create your funnel from scratch using this System.io platform. Okay, so you don't have to just get on the site and try to figure it out. It literally, these videos will walk you through, hey, go here, click here. It's visual. It shows you what to click and what to do at each step, all through creating this entire thing, including how to create your email campaigns. Okay, so if you're thinking like, I just wouldn't know where to start, this literally will guide you through the entire process. So there's no guesswork. It goes on to talk about building trust with your audience, branding, how to use social media in a ton of different ways. Okay, so attraction marketing, selling in your stories on Instagram, using direct messages, how to do faceless marketing here in this little block, using Reels. Here's just another thing about navigating Instagram. More Reels, viral Reel system, how to do photography, content creation. Okay, this is just page one. All right, you're going to also learn about automations in this module, keeping your customer base, using TikTok, how to do affiliate marketing using YouTube, Amazon, print on demand, you name it. It's all in here. And like I said, each one of these things has tons of content within it. Now, the beauty of this, guys, is that you don't have to go through every one of these videos in order to get started. Okay, so don't feel like this is like way too much to bite off. When you get started, there's clear direction on where do I start, 3 paths you can take. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure, so that you can know what route you want to go and which videos you need to watch in order to be successful. Okay, so are there any questions about what I just showed you, about the course and about like what's included with that? This is going to give you A to Z, everything you need to know, and a resource plus a community of people that are doing this with you that you can ask questions and get answers and support with. All of that is literally insane how little you'd have to pay to get that course. Okay, if I would have looked at what I just saw and gone through and looked at like all the content that was contained in that compared to other courses that I've purchased in the past, I would have thought there's no way that they're selling this for less than like $3,000. Okay, what's crazy is that the course is literally only $497, and you get all of that for life. Plus, anytime that course gets updated, which it does periodically every few months, with new content, better content, updates based on things that are changing online, you get free access to that for life with no monthly costs and no fees. All right, just a one-time cost of $497. Plus, there's payment plans if you want to split that up over time. So, in addition to that, you get support directly from me. Okay, so that means that you've got somebody who's made over $1 million online that you can ask questions to, you can get support from, if you get stuck or if you need some guidance as you go through it. All right, all that's included for $497. If you're interested in doing that. Okay, I'm going to put a link. I know some of you guys who are on here have already purchased this course, and so I'm really excited for you guys to keep working through it. For any of you who have not, I'm going to put the link right here in the chat for you guys if you want to go check it out. The course can be purchased right there in that link. But if you are interested in taking a look at the payment plans for the course, then I would love for you to send me a text, okay? And just text me the word payment plan, and I'll walk you through what the options are for that. You got options for as little as $47 a month if you're in the US. So that's my phone number, 504-402-8266. You can text me there, just say payment plan, and I'll walk you through those options. Here's the next thing that I just want to address really quick, because I've had a ton of students who've gone through this course. I've seen so many people have incredible success following these methods. But recently, there's been just a number of people that have come to me and said, hey, Ben, like, I'm just like, I want to get this thing going as quickly as possible. And I don't want to have to sift through all the videos and like figure out what to do. I just want somebody that I can trust who's been there and done that to just guide me through the process and handhold me through the entire thing and tell me what to do next, help me figure out my product, help me figure out my website and how to set it up. Like, just literally hands-on guide me through the process so that I can have a business up and running that I can know is done the right way. Okay. So I created a program that is specifically in response to those people coming to me asking for this. And so I call it my 6-figure elite mentorship. So it's geared towards people who are wanting to get, like I said, get up and running very quickly. Just have somebody in their corner, in their pocket, looking over their shoulder, helping them build the entire thing out and set it up the way that I would if I was trying to make $10,000 with that business in my next 90 days. Okay. So that's what the program is all about. It's multiple one-on-one sessions where I work through all of this with you. And if that's something that you're interested in, then I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. I try to keep the number of people that are doing this very small so that I can give them my full attention and be able to support them at a high level. So something I'd love to have a conversation with you about if you're interested in that. So text me the word ELITE, ELITE, on that same phone number if you want more information about that program. And we can chat about if that's something that's right for you. But definitely just text me that and I'll get to you as soon as we get off of this call. But highly recommend that if you're just like really serious about taking off really quickly and getting this done. Any questions, guys? Any questions about anything that we've covered? Any questions about digital marketing, affiliate marketing, specifically your situation, anything at all? This is an opportunity for you to get free info from me. And also, if you have questions that you want to ask offline, feel free to text me your questions too. That's actually my personal cell, so you can text me anything there. It's not going to be like an autoresponder. Dawn, you can do that. So that's an option for sure. The course, you can resell that if you want to. The course also comes with a bunch of other products that you can turn around and resell if you wanted to. Or if you want me to help you figure out, something else for you to sell, we can totally have that conversation too. You asked how much is the elite course. So the elite course is $24.97. And we do have payment plans available for that as well. So if you wanted to get in on that, like we can talk about how to break that up over time. But it's $24.97 for the full package for the elite mentorship. Awesome, Jody. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any other questions. Absolutely, Cindy. Yeah, we'll definitely talk tomorrow. For sure. Any other questions you guys have? Happy to answer anything. Awesome, Don. Yeah, I can send you the recording too if you want to rewatch the beginning. Um, Happy to send that over to you. All right. Well, if there's not any other questions, like I said, feel free to text me either payment plans or Elite, depending on what you're interested in talking about. Um, and I'd love to help you guys get started. But have a great rest of your night, y'all. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.